We're going to make it's called a beer bread. The only reason they call it a beer bread is they take and put in a can of beer. Goes into the simple 3 ingredients: beer and flour and some salt. You need to use self-rising flour. So to make the self-rising flour, this is all a double because you need 2 cups of flour for the beer thing. So for 1 cup, you would need 1 cup, 1.5 of baking powder, and a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. It's so simple to do. We're just going to add this in. I'm going to take this, put it into my sifter. All right, get that out of the way. We're going to add the baking powder to the top. Now we're going to add the salt. And we're just going to let her go. You're going to want a regular bread pan loaf that you're going to want to put this into. You can either use, Crisco to line the inside of the pan. I use the Pam baking powder, which is pretty good actually. Oh, here we go with flashbacks. This reminds me of when my grandmother used to make bread in the kitchen. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. All right, so that's done. So from here, I'm going to take my little paddle here. Put him down there, put the brake on. You're going to want to set your oven to like 375. Then we're just going to add this in real slow. It's going to get lumpy. It's a lumpy bread mixture. Now, once we get this all mixed in here, you can see what the consistency as it's blending here. Now I used just a regular straight can of Budweiser beer. I've made this before when I used Bass Ale. I think you might want to stick with something that's not an ale or a stout. It just, the taste to me was like too strong. This is just going to be a nice airy type of a taste. It's not going to be really overpowering. So, while that's happening, take this guy. So, now I'm going to take spatula and I'm just going to make sure everything got blended in here. So when you're going to put this in the oven, it's 375 for about, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes until it browns up. You're going to see what it looks like. But the bread itself is real crunchy on the outside and really soft on the inside. It's a great for dipping in like soups and stews and stuff like that. that's kind of like why we chose to do the beer bread tonight. Now when this is almost done, I'm going to be making a garlic butter. I know some of my friends are allergic to garlic. You don't have to do it. You might want to, you could probably do, maybe roasted onion. Something like where you take some onion, put it in the frying pan and crisp it up. And then put it in with some melted butter, and then just put it over the top of the bread, maybe 10 minutes before it starts to come out of the oven. And then you'd have an onion loaf or the garlic loaf. So, I mean, you're only handicapped by your imagination. If you feel like you want to try to do something, do it. Well, what's it going to cost? I mean, you got 3 ingredients. I could add walnuts to this if I wanted to. I could add fruit to this if I wanted to. You know, you just got to think outside the box. So we'll show you what the beer bread looks like tonight when we all get back together again.